I thought both offenses, their offense and our offense, played extremely well, and I thought both defenses really struggled.
I guess, what specific, was it just an option, just not staying back, or I guess sometimes overcommitting?
Well, I told you beginning of the week, it's very, very difficult to get ready for the triple option. They put a new play in, a counter triple option that we hadn't seen till today, and we never even slowed that down. But you can't get ready for a triple option offense in 3 days, especially when you spent 2 weeks getting ready for a spread team that throws it about 60 or 70 times. And all of a sudden you try to get ready for a triple option team, and obviously you saw the results. I did think going into the game we would play it a little bit better than we did, but we didn't, and thank goodness the offense was good enough to win the game for us.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the rapport that Kaler and Ruffin have established over the last few weeks?
Well, I think that Ezell Ruffin's coming into his own. I think he's getting better and better each week. Going into the season, we were hoping he'd develop into that kind of receiver. And I think Quinn does a nice job of going through his reads. I don't think he has a favorite receiver. There are quarterbacks that favor receivers so much they throw it to them when they shouldn't. I think Quinn actually goes through his reads, and some of his first reads are Ezell. You know, just like the first play of the game, that was totally, let's fake the run and throw it up to Ezell and see if he can go catch it. But I think they have a rapport, but I don't think it's the kind of thing that people start talking about where a quarterback starts looking just for that receiver.
Coach, talk about Quinn. I mean, he had like a monster game, more than 200 yards. When do you feel the season that he really started to show like he was comfortable again after the injury?
I think, I don't know, you know better than I do. About 4 games ago, maybe 5. I don't know when both him and DJ Pumphrey had good days on the same day. I think that our running game has improved dramatically, partly because of them. Adam being healthy and DJ being able to change the mood, so to speak, because they're different kind of running backs. And then I think the offensive line has started to block better for the run too. All that goes together.
Yeah, what do you think about the switch with Dilly and Gordon? How do you think
I have no idea. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch the tape to find out. I know Dilly jumped off sides once or something, or twice. Yeah, that's not good. That part's not good. But I have no idea. I mean, I would bet that the offensive lineman played well. For Adam to have that many yards, I would bet that the offensive line played well.
Coach, DeMonte Casey didn't play at all?
Yeah, last week in practice, he came up with concussion symptoms, so they held him out of the game. I always know what the first play of the game is. After that, I don't, and I don't ask. He doesn't ask what defense we're calling.
Coach, I asked Ezell what was going through his head. What was going through your head when you saw him break completely wide open?
Well, since I always know what the first play is, at first I thought he was going to be covered, and then he made an outside jab, and the DB took off, and he went back to the middle. And I knew he was going to – well, I saw him come open. I mean, there wasn't anybody close. Now it was whether the ball was on target or not. Ezell has improved dramatically this year from the first game till now on catching the ball, too. And last year, if you remember, he was open a lot of times where he dropped them. So he's obviously improved his fundamentals at catching the ball, but he's also gained a lot more confidence. You can just tell by the way he's playing that he's a lot more confident.
Coach, you went in for fourth down a few times.
Do what now?
You went for a few times on fourth down, and it was sort of in field goal range. If you were to kick a field goal instead, would Seamus be the one kicking it?
Yeah, Seamus would be the one kicking. Most of those field goals were long field goals. They would have been 50-yarders, 49 to 53-yarders. And our punter wasn't punting exceptionally well. So if you can't get it inside the 10 and you punt it into the end zone, you only gain 10 or 15 yards anyway, so you might as well go for it.
So at this point, what would you say you're comfortable with your kicker's range? Because
Inside of 40.
Inside of 40.
Now, late in the game, it was important to score touchdowns because they weren't slowing us down and we weren't slowing them down. So you can't settle for field goals then. You got to score touchdowns when neither defense is slowing the other team down.
What happened on that final touchdown? The defense gave up that last minute
The wide receiver outrun J.J. Whitaker for the ball.
Were you guys surprised by how much they ended up throwing the ball this game?
No, because I thought we had a good plan for their inside running game. Now, we didn't play the option very well. The scheme that we ran should have played the option much better than it did, but we set ourselves up for play-action pass. And the long ones that they threw, except for the last one, were play-action pass. The last one, we were playing a normal defense that we played all last week. Of course, we played it a lot better last week than we did at the end of the game this week.
Largent kind of lift off the field at any.
I haven't heard yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
All said and done, though, Rocky, a win, bounce back after last week, you gotta feel pretty good about that.
I feel very good that we won. I was concerned about the intensity and energy of our football team, and I don't think it was there. It wasn't there as it should have been. I thought the offense played extremely well, so they must have had it, but the defense didn't have the intensity level that it had the week before. It didn't have the energy that it had the week before. Now, you can make all kinds of excuses, because we lost last week and they put in such a good effort, and everybody's telling them how they put in such a good effort and all that, but that's baloney. Good football teams get their butts ready to play every single week. Sometimes they don't play real well, but they at least play with energy and enthusiasm and intensity, and our defense did not.
Coach, was this sort of like a must-win game for you guys in terms of just getting over that loss last week and also this bowl eligibility?
Staff, now, you and I have been around each other for almost 2 years now. There is no such thing as a must-win football game. It's football, in the reality of the world, football's not important. That is not as important as that, where it's must win or you die.
In terms of your bowl hopes, though, is this one that you kind of have to grab?
No, I told the team that to make sure we were in a bowl game, we had to win 4 out of the last 5. We would be eligible if we won 3 out of the last 5. So that meant every one of those games was important, not just one. Not one game was more important than any other game. We had to win 3 out of the 5 to make sure we were bowl eligible, and we had to win 4 out of the 5 to make sure we got into a bowl game. So the team knew that. They know that.